Please let this work. Okay. What's up, everybody? Good morning. Welcome to a Saturday edition of Morning Scone, presented by Brock, the Baton Orthopedic Clinic. Hoodco Roofing, hoodcoroofing.com. Restoredmotions.com, and ProChargeEV, ProChargeEV.com. Wow. Can y'all hear me? Please tell me you can hear me. Please tell me you can hear me. Just please tell me you can hear me. Just please tell me you can hear me. Yes? Give me some confirmation. Give me some confirmation you can hear me. Oh, yes. Yeah. All right. So, at long last, we have done the thing that I've been trying to do for a long time. So, I have a microphone. I have a webcam. We are streaming from one source to both Facebook and YouTube. I'm so excited this works. We're streaming from one source to both Facebook and YouTube, and I have a stream on the right side of my screen that shows all of your comments sequentially, so I don't have to toggle back and forth anymore from Facebook to YouTube. So I will get all of your comments sequentially, whether you are watching on Facebook or YouTube. So thank you very much for being here. It's a new day for Morning Scone, for all the OG Morning Sconers. Now, for those who are watching on YouTube, I'm a little confused because, I'm not seeing it here on the live on YouTube. So I don't know what's going on with that, because I have a thumbnail made. I guess I'll just have to go back and retroactively put it in there. But anyway, thank you for being here with us. If you're on YouTube, please smash the like button. Facebook, please like the Matt Moscona page, share the post. It's a brave new world for Morning Scone, where we actually have graphics on the screen. I am going to do an overlay as well, so it's going to look even better. But the best part, I think, is everyone should have 1080p video. You should have really good audio now, because I have my microphone plugged in here, and I don't have to have. I guess I can get rid of the busted Brock sign. There's one other change coming that you may not like. And I guess I can show y'all now, but I'm gonna take this camera and real quick show you. I've got a new desk. I'm building a whole workstation over there. So your view of Morning Scone will likely change when I move everything over to my desk. So we're getting all kind of fancy and professional over here, man. All right, let's say some good mornings here. What I do have in the description is that Klint Kubiak will be the new Saints offensive coordinator. Really interesting, man. It's probably, I think, the best they could have done to get a guy who is from that McVay Shanahan tree. They can't make it official until after the Super Bowl. But you get a guy who's 36, who is young and innovative, has been a play caller before. So a lot of things to be excited about and hopeful for. And mostly because the Saints have gone in a different direction. Like, they're trying something new, instead of being married to the way they've done things forever, going outside of their comfort zone to make this higher, I think is a great thing. So, anywho, I wish I could change the thumbnail, but it's just so weird that it's not. I hope everybody on YouTube is getting the video because I'm going from a platform called StreamYard, and I'm streaming from StreamYard to Facebook and YouTube simultaneously from one stream. But like I'm on YouTube and like there we go. So that's the thumbnail y'all see is just that thing. It's like that picture. That's weird. Okay. Well, I'll work on changing the thumbnail there. Yeah. You see. I'd love to be able to do that now. I don't know how to upload a thumbnail to StreamYard. That's one thing I got to work on. So anyway, I'll work on that. Okay, let's say some good morning. See what y'all got. LSU gymnastics got a win yesterday, dominant. As a matter of fact, the LSU gymnasts. So I was watching the Pels last night and the gymnastics meet simultaneously. If you so Pels, how about Zion with a beautiful play? To win it for the Pels. And then last night, the LSU gymnastics squad had the highest score in program history. LSU gym had a 198.475, highest score per meet ever. For context, in last year's Final Four, the four on the floor, the finals, Oklahoma won the national championship with a 198.3875. So 198.38. LSU last night had a 198.47. So to boil that down, if LSU had done in the championship meet last year what they did last night, they would have won the national championship. So all that to say, I know it's if, woulda, coulda, shoulda, but all that to say, this team is good enough to win the national championship. Now, you got to go have a meet like that in the finals, but if you do, you can win the national championship. So a lot to be excited about with this squad. So, all right, let's say some good mornings here. Cajun Country, what's good? Hearing Jay Johnson interviews gets me going. I know they cannot replace Skeens, but with the staff they have, they may be able to recreate his 12 wins. Yeah, man, I think the combination of Hurd, Holman, Jump, if they go in that order or whatever order they go, and then the depth of arms behind them, they're going to be a deeper pitching staff this year than they were last year. Spencer Doge, Daniel Roof, good morning. Is DL a must in spring portal window? Absolutely, Daniel. And I've mentioned it before, and I'll say it again. I believe that LSU will get minimum one, possibly two interior, that Bo Davis will bring in at least minimum one, possibly two interior defensive linemen in the portal window for next season. Todd G, Leon Williams, Abner Neal, Wade Lowry, Brian Wynn. What's up, y'all? Josh Higginbotham. What's up, Matt? Pumped about the Saints' new OC. I like the fact that it's different. I like the fact that you've got a young, innovative mind who's come from a culture where he called plays in Minnesota in 2001. He's been with the Broncos for 2 stints, the Vikings for 2 stints. This year, was there in Denver last year when Nathaniel Hackett was there for a year, and they all got fired. And then, this year in San Francisco with Shanahan. So I like the experience Kubiak has. I think it's the best of all the guys they interviewed. I think Kubiak is the best combination of youth, experience, lineage, all that sort of stuff. Will Davis, Wendell Norman, Brett DeGros, Solar Flares, Hunter Broadhead, what's going on? Kyle DeVille, Nismo, what's going on? William Moore, Jay the Vitruvio man. Zachary Snyder, Randy Dabdoob, good morning, y'all. Fired up for it. Christian Geiger, James McKinney, Kelly Gross, good to see y'all this morning. Elijah Steele, looking good. Waiting to see how it looks. Visual and audio perfect. Awesome. Love to hear that. Russell Korn, James McKinney, Darren Bone, Todd Parker. All right. Merrick Mathern. Wade Lowry, what style of offense do you think the new hire will run? Well, I'll tell you the one thing that they will have to work on is the running game. And that has been in Kubiak's limited experience. Now, I know being in San Francisco this year, but he was a passing game coordinator in San Francisco this year. But in his limited experience as a play caller, working on the running game is what they'll have to do. And listen, when you're talking about um, a rush offense where you could be replacing the left side of your line, right? Is Andrews Pete back? Is James Hurst back? Can Trevor Penning become a starter? Are you drafting a potential left tackle? Right? I mean, your line could shuffle. Um, and then Kamara's aging. You didn't get much out of Jamal Williams this year. I mean, the only touchdown he scored was controversial when in the last game of the year. And then we're all hopeful for Kendre Miller, but he spent most of his rookie year injured. I guess all my point is we're going to focus a ton on how he's going to maximize Derek Carr and is Michael Thomas back, and are they going to add a receiver and Olave Shaheed, who's now all that stuff. Does Shaq Davis potentially step up this year? I don't know, but I think, and rightfully so. I mean, we're going to have to talk a lot about the passing game. But I do think he's going to have to work hard to improve the Saints running game too. Let's look up real quick. If I look up I'm looking up rushing stats for this year. Saints this year, rushing offense, were Tampa was dead last. Well, Saints were 21st in the NFL in rushing offense this year. You got to improve that. All right. Christian Geiger, Dre Marceau, John Hendricks. Good morning, y'all. Cody Kibido. Morning, Matt. Don't know if you saw, but they're changing the SEC baseball tournament to a 16-team single elimination tournament next year. Also, the new streaming program seems to be working so far. Yeah, I did see that, and I'm actually excited. I mean, that might be the most obvious thing to do. Listen, the SEC baseball tournament is, in theory, I understand what they're trying to do, right? And when they expanded it if you remember what happened, the reason that they expanded it back after 11 was when LSU got left out of regionals because the knockout on LSU was, hey, they didn't even make their conference tournament. LSU had an RPI of like 23 and didn't make the NCAA tournament, didn't make regionals. And the knock from the committee was, well, you didn't even make your conference tournament. So that's when the SEC expanded the conference tournament. But the bottom two teams in the league still don't make it. Well, now everybody's going to make it. And it's exactly how it should be. It should be single elimination. You give the first four teams buys, and you play through that way with 16. I mean, it's the right thing to do. It's a smart thing to do. And if you manage to play in and through the weekend, great. But the double elimination, dodging weather, depleting pitching staffs, all of that has been a huge blemish on that tournament, which otherwise is a really cool event. But yes, I love that they're expanding it, that everybody gets in and that it's single elimination. No different than basketball. Dalton Barnett, Sean Merrill, Brian Turner. I think this is the best hire the Saints have had in a long time. Klint Kubiak was a vital part of San Francisco's Super Bowl run. Yeah, I think it's the best they could have done. Like, there's a lot of young coordinators that they interviewed that I think could have done well. I thought Gerard Johnson was really intriguing because of the job he did as the quarterbacks coach in Houston with CJ Stroud. I thought, um, I know they interviewed Luke Getsy twice, but boy, he just like Luke Getsy was the quarterback's coach in Green Bay when Rodgers won back-to-back MVPs, and then he went to Chicago as the OC, and they didn't do so hot with Justin Fields. So do you look at it and say, well, did Aaron Rodgers really have success because of Luke Getsy, or was Luke Getsy along for the ride? And fair or unfair, I think that's kind of how that conversation goes. Um, um, Mike Sullivan from the Steelers. I didn't want to go with an old school retread hire. Brian Greasy was interesting, but again, just been a coach for 2 years, so it's not necessarily a disqualifier. Ronald Curry, right, wrong, or indifferent, the fact that he's affiliated with the Saints organization already would have made it felt like another just hire. It would have been another hire from within. And that's probably unfair to Ronald Curry. But, I think it's about the best they could have done, honestly. Nismo, Aaron Fontaine, good morning from North Carolina. Family coming from Lake Charles today. Sure miss living in the boot. Well, this is a good time of year to be here too, Aaron. Other parts of the country are snowed in and, it's raining today, but otherwise it's pretty nice. We're getting towards spring, so we're getting toward crawfish weather and, St. Patty's Day parade and a lot of good stuff down. Carnival's coming up here in a few weeks, so the parades have already started rolling. All right, Juan, good morning. First night of parades last night, and I'm in pain. Brett, now you got to get hot and handy on a video stream. So, Brett, I'll tell you that is, I have 2 objectives for Ott and Hanny in 2024. One is to get them to abide by a clock. Because they abuse the clock. They do like 20-minute segments and it messes up the clock and it's terrible. So I need to get them to abide by a clock. And 2 is to get them a video element. So the fact that this is working, I like it. I like it. Anyway, okay. Kyle DeVille, Scone 2.0. Kyle, this is Scone like 4.0. I mean, initially we started recording and uploading to YouTube. Then we were just live to Facebook. Then we were live to Facebook and YouTube, and now this. So, Leon Williams, Matt, how can us Texans get a Hudco hat and one of the swaggy hats you had for the South Carolina game? We love Scone here in Texas. Love it, man. So the swaggy hats for the South Carolina game. You talking about these? These are awesome, by the way. I don't know if y'all noticed, but it's like it's one of those like elevated patches on the hat. I love the rope there, and I love that logo on the side of it. So they did not. These are Marucci. It's Marucci branded hats. I don't know if you can see that. It's a Marucci branded hat. But these are phenomenal. Well, I know this. Mockler has no shortage whatsoever of swag. So we'll have plenty of Mockler swag, and I'm sure I can get plenty of those hats. And we need to order some more Hutco hats. I took the last of our Hutco hats to Pluckers for the game watch against South Carolina. So we are like bone dry. So we're gonna have to order more. But as soon as we do, remind me, Leon. As soon as we do get more Hutco hats in, I will mail you a Hutco hat. I have no problem doing that at all. I just need to get. We literally have no more in the office. We'd ordered like 500, and they're all gone. It's Poppy 504. We out chair. What up, man? Strong side. Good morning. Moving up like the Jeffersons. Brown and Brown. Elijah Steele. Real quick question, maybe an obvious answer. How do call-in interviews work on radio? Do they call into the station and the producer holds the call until you're ready? Actually, Elijah, it's the other way around. So, yes, guests can call in, but so that they don't have to hold, normally we schedule a time and then my producer or the producer of the show will call the guest at that time and punch them right through. So usually if it's a guest to start the segment, when we're in break and there's like a minute till we come out of break, we'll call the guest and say, hey, we'll be with you in about 30 seconds. So that's how that works. Brent Roban, Jesse Brown, Jason Mobile. I feel like Morning Scone just got all professional. Looks good. Thank you, man. William Moore, need a sipping whiskey with Scone show too. So, William, we did that during COVID. So, in the whiskey world, Wednesdays are Whiskey Wednesdays. So, during COVID, we we started a show on Wednesday nights called Nightcap with Scone. And I would fire up a live stream, and we would go live, and we'd just have a pour, and I would just sit here and talk for as I mean, wasn't nobody doing nothing. So we just sat here and talked for as long as y'all wanted to talk. And that sort of, when things got back to normal a little bit, that show went away. And then by popular demand, we brought it back because people loved it. So I started doing Nightcap again. Well, then T Bob and I, after that, started doing Scone and Tea live Wednesdays on location at Oliver Twist. So I wasn't going to do Scone and Tea and then come home and do Nightcap. So I had to have some time for my family. So so it went away then, but we can bring it back. I'm not opposed to bringing back Nightcap with Scone. John Melanson, what's good? How's Drew? He's well. Thank you, John. Paul Parker, Mark Vitanovich, good morning. Brandon Hoyt, Go Joe, who is the guy with hair on the YouTube channel. I know. That's the thing, man. I have to set, I don't know how to, I need to reset the thumbnail. I guess that's just like the default. And I have a thumbnail made for today, and I went to YouTube Studio, but maybe because I'm streaming from a third party, like it's not letting me, like it's not showing me the live here. Know how to change it. Manage videos. Oop. No, that's not it. Manage video. Live. Nope. I don't know. I'll have to upload today's thumbnail after the show, I guess. Where are we? Ryan DeLon, love the new setup. Level up. Can you explain the difference between an official and unofficial recruiting visit? Absolutely. So a recruit can take a maximum of 5 official visits, and an official visit is where the school pays for your visit. They'll pay for the student athlete and a guest, normally like a parent, for travel. They can put you up in a hotel, food, all that sort of stuff. So they pay for everything. So that's really there. And then an unofficial visit is when the student athlete goes on their own dime to make the visit, and you can take as many of those as you want. Chuck Sanchez, what's up, Chuck? Get it? Up, Chuck? Cajun Country Dude, your new stuff is awesome. Thank you, dude. By the way, Sean, it looks like I'm going to be doing a show in Lafayette in March. Our affiliate there, ESPN 1037, shout out Delta Media. They have a fundraiser they do for one of their charitable events, and they asked if I'd be willing to pop over and do my show from the event. So looks like that's going to happen. I believe it's the end of March. I want to say March 25th is the date, but I'll let you know for sure. So we'll be doing AFR in Lafayette coming up here in the next month or so. Richie B, new high-tech Scone, graphics Scone going high class. And it's not, and there's an overlay as well. So like this, I don't know if what y'all are seeing right here, like if you're seeing where it says like the time and the viewers, that's what I'm seeing right here. This is going to be a different graphic that says like Morning Scone. And then down here will be another, like maybe like the HUDCO logo. And then I can make this thing say whatever I want. Like, I think I can actually edit this live. Like, let's see. Like, how about this? Did the Saints make the right hire with Kubiak? Did they make the right hire? Or we could always just go right back to, Good Morning Scone presented by Brock. Or their default one, which is, this is an example of a banner. Click the banner, show the screen. Now, the other thing, too, I looked at doing is you can only put one logo on the screen right here. And so I have the Brock logo, but you can't see it. See, they're like, there's the Brock logo right there, but you can't see it. So I would need one with a white background to put right there. That's why I have Brock spelled out right here. And I put the Hudco logo up there. How you like my knot? All right. Hey, Dad, good morning. I think I might have said that. Good morning, Dad and Mom, watching. They're driving home from Kansas. They've been there for a minute and a half. Robert Cooley, please put the sign back. I don't like change. You're making me uncomfortable. Sorry, Robert. Can't do it. We're moving on. We're moving on and moving up. The thumbnail is a historical document. Rick Manuel, Scott Anderson. I'm just here for the thumbnail comments. Bo Nichols, Big Homie Jot TV, what's up? Matt, what position should the Saints target with their first round pick? So my hope is that there's one of those left tackles there. I don't think Joe Alt from Notre Dame will be there. I don't know if Fashanu from Penn State will be there. But, I mean, the reality is, the left side of your line right now is Hurst and Pete. And, Pete was only back this year because he took a pay cut. And James Hurst has been a Band-Aid, but I don't think that's your solution, right? So my sincere hope is Trevor Penning commits himself this offseason and finds a way to make himself a serviceable starter at guard the way Andrews Pete did, and you draft your franchise left tackle at 14. That's what I hope they do. Tracy Eckroth, what's up? Stoned Muso. Good morning, Sconies. Up in Canada watching the show. Been missing too much. How about this Arkansas love triangle? I'm not sure what's up with the Arkansas love triangle. You're going to have to help me with that. I'm not familiar. Phil Stevens, what's going on? David Truting, what's up? Jesse Post, Aaron McKenzie. Grand Rising, Matt and family. Home run hire, once pen to paper. Spencer Doge, the new desk looks great. Thank you. I'm excited about it. So I got so the microphone over there is an RE20, which is like a professional studio mic that we have like in the ESPN studio. So the RE20 mic, I have a Rodecaster, so that's like an audio board, so I can use sound effects and all the. If y'all were listening to OTB this week and T-Bob kept hitting the buttons and laughing, said like he had a Rodecaster. So I have my Rodecaster, so I'll be able to do more stuff there. Honestly, the point of doing all this, yes, for Morning Scone and for my live streams to dress those up, but primarily it's to have a studio here because there's so many times when I need to record podcasts or commercials or a lot of different things that, let's say it's a Saturday and there's a new commercial from a client that comes in and it starts on Monday. Well, we either have to push the order or I have to go up on the weekend to the studio to record. Like, it would be so easy to have it here. So that's why I was like, you know what? I'll buy all the stuff. I'll make kind of like a mini studio here in my house with really good equipment, and I'll use tax write-off. Better to buy all this stuff than to give it to Uncle Sam. So, Von Bluesman, morning, everyone. Matt, did you hear Arizona State's quarterback's dad says Coach DeBoer has made illegal contact with his son? Could be one more reason Coach Grubb might bolt to Seattle. I did not, but I would love that story. Please send me the link. Mr. Fisack, what's going on? David Wallace, Patrick Cason, Rick Newman. Good morning, Matt. You and Drew. Is the decommit from Georgia yesterday due to Corey coming and the way he wants to shape the class? Or was that a surprise? So, Rick, it was not a surprise. That was a purge. So Jalen Bell is who he's talking about. Jalen Bell committed. He was the first commit for the class of 25, and he committed in November of 22. So around when LSU beat Bama last November, that's when he committed as a sophomore in high school. Jalen Bell right now is ranked nationally in the 500s. He's like the 55th best cornerback. He's a 3-star. And honestly, he didn't even start for his high school team this year. So it's just very clear that was one that the previous defensive staff offered and took his commitment. And the new defensive staff came in and said, we're raising the bar. So you should probably find a place where you can go where you're going to be able to play. So that's what happened with that. Hunter Broadhead, I think Jamal will have a better year next year. Jamal Williams essentially had a 1-year deal. I know he signed a 2-year deal, but I'm curious. I want to know how it was structured. Hang on. So Jamal Williams. Okay, no. All right. I mean, they could. Yeah, his cap hits 4.6. Dead cap is 6.2. They could save. Yeah, if they designate him as a post-June 1 release, they could save $3.8 million if he's not back. But that's probably one that they'd want back, I would guess. Shane Bigfella, Wade Lowry, you think Michael Thomas is becoming a cancer for the team? I do. I hate to say it, but I actually did a big a segment on that yesterday on AFR where I look at, by the way, please smash the like button if you're there on YouTube and subscribe to the channel on Facebook. Please like the Matt Moscona page, share the post. Thanks so much. As always, brought to you by Brock, the Baton Rouge Orthopedic Clinic, and Hudco Roofing. I think Michael Thomas had 4 elite years. 16, 17, 18, 19. And he's had just as many years where he has not been healthy and has been disruptive. 20, 21, 22, 23. The fact that he goes on social media and drills the organization, says nobody wants to come here as an OC, drills Dennis Carr or Derek Allen. Dennis Carr, Derek Allen. They might as well be one and the same. Yeah, I think he's doing that without fear of retribution and consequence, and that's a bad thing. So yes, I do think he is. Devin Kelly, good morning. Signing in from work. Tired of working every Saturday at 4:30, but I love the money. Getting up at 3 o'clock today, though. Have enough time to go home and be tired. There you go, bud. Hang on one second. There you go. Muted the mic. So if Tremaine is watching, Tremaine. There you go. You didn't even hear it. Elijah Steele, another media question. At what point did you fully develop your radio personality, if it's fair to call it that? When did you feel like you really hit your stride being a radio host? I like those questions better than sports questions, honestly. You could hear me talk about sports anywhere, anytime, any day. So I think it does evolve, and a lot of it evolves based on what show you're on. Here's what I mean. So for those that listen way back in like 07, 8, 9, I was producing for Buddy Sanji, hosting Fastest Hour, and then producing for Condon. And I was essentially a different person on all 3 shows because I had to be a different personality on all 3 shows. On Buddy, I was more a complimentary piece. And his show was styled differently. With Josh, it was kind of like good cop, bad cop. Josh was kind of the heel of the show, not intentionally, just the way that it played out. Josh was the heel, and I was kind of the guy that was more of the what's the wrestling term? The good guys in wrestling. Anyway, and then with Condon, Condon was big, loud, abrasive Condon, right? Big personality, and I was the more like thoughtful, measured, um, intellectual. Like it just varied. So I think what you see on AFR is more that's it's my show. I'm a solo show. That's more my personality, and what I want to be on air. And honestly, the great thing about it is um, I don't feel like I have to fabricate anything. That's just who I am and how I am. I think that's the hardest thing for some people in media is when a mic's on or a camera's on, you try to be something you think you're supposed to be instead of just doing a show, just being yourself. It was hard for people to do. So anyway, I like the question. Let's. Oh, sorry. I got to remember the camera is on top of the laptop. Let's see. Nismo, important member, Shanahan, McVay offensively rely heavily on the run game. That's true. They all have dogs at running back. You're right. I mean, Christian McCaffrey ain't no joke. Juan Couto, morning, Matt. Have to be excited about what Brian Kelly's building on and off the field, looking like a seller 2020, 25 and 26 classes. Devin, where are the restored motions and Pro Charge logos? So the problem, Devin, there's one problem with the software is you can only have one logo. This is the only play, and you can't move it. Now I can do an overlay, so you'll see something here, which will probably say Morning Scone. I'll probably have the Brock logo there, and then this can be something different as well. So like I could even change that to say like. I can do that. I wonder if I could change the color. No, it's not let me change the color. Anyway. Anyway, there you go. Brock Hudco restored motions Pro Charge. There you go. Got them all in there now. Chuck said Jessica says good morning, and she likes the Brock bar at the bottom of the screen. There you go. And we got Jessica. We have Chuck Sanchez. We have really Chuck to thank for Brock being a sponsor. So Chuck's wonderful wife Jessica works in marketing at Brock, and so Chuck went to Jessica and said, "Y'all should sponsor this." So that's how Jessica and I connected, and how we've had this partnership with Brock for as long as we have. So really, we have what's up, Chuck? Chuck Sanchez to thank. Damon Gilmore, Uncle Houdat. Matt, when the Saints pick at 14, I wouldn't be surprised if they pick a tight end instead of O-line. Look, here's the thing, Uncle Houdat. If Brock Bowers is there at 14, I'm all about it. Because you're getting the guy that some might consider a top 10, top 5 prospect overall in the draft if he's sitting there at 14. I just don't see any way that he's sitting there at 14. So I doubt it. I think the more likely scenario that you'll see value is an edge rusher. Like if Jared Verse is there at 14, I think you could get great value. Or a receiver, because it's a deep receiver draft. So you might see someone who is like you might see Brian Thomas, Keon Coleman there at 14, and that would make sense. So I don't know. I just don't know that Bowers is there at 14. If he is, I would be pumped if they took him. I just don't think he's there at 14. Devin, Saints are still going to suck. Basketball is next year because, never mind. Yes. Kerry Hughes coming up on 2,200 episodes. Crazy. Seems like yesterday a bottle of Boudreaux's was on your desk. Boudreaux's Bloody Mary mix, margarita mix. Yep. They were the original sponsor. Shout out to Boudreaux's. Isaac Stacks, first time live. All right, Isaac, thanks for being there. Juan Cotto, do you think Kubiak could be an OC that steps into head coach role in a couple of years? Probably not, Juan, and this is the reason. if you fire Dennis Allen, then you didn't fix the offense. So you're unlikely to promote the guy that was the OC of an offense that didn't work. So no. Gary Atchison, does the head coach come with the OC from San Fran asking for a friend? Unfortunately, no. Bubba Smith, Devin Kelly, how do they end up so far over the cap every year? Because they keep restructuring deals. I mean, the only way out of it is if you end up with a whole bunch of rookies on bargain basement deals that make up the majority of your roster until these bad contracts cycle off. But instead of doing that, they just continue spending. I mean, the only way that the best way that I tried to explain it is it's like if you have a mountain of debt, like let's say you went into a mountain of debt to try to start a business because it was going to be your $1 million idea. So you go into this mountain of debt and your business craters. It doesn't work. Well, now you got this mountain of debt. Well, do you stop spending and start attacking the debt? Or do you keep buying credit cards to keep trying to double down to get your idea to work? Well, the Saints just keep buying more credit cards and taking out more loans. That's what they keep doing. And they just keep digging themselves deeper in the hole. And the only way out of it is if they end up with a draft like they had in 2017, where you get 6 guys on there that all become starters and they're all on bargain basement rookie deals. It's like, it's the only way that you can get out of it. Derek Powell, not buying anything this team is selling until they get multiple wins in a row. Daniel Holden, morning, Matt. Me and my girlfriend are heading up to Bossier next Thursday. Do you have any suggestions on things we should do to replace Steve? Can't say I know a ton about Bossier, Daniel. Sorry, man. If someone in here is from 318 and knows a lot about Bossier, holler. I mean, the HUDCO main office is there in Bossier. You can go holler at Jeff and Sherry and John Michael and the whole gang up there at HUDCO and Bossier. Get your HUDCO hat in Bossier. You can do that for sure. Make defense great again, Matt. What was your biggest takeaway spending time with Keelan Moses? Super mature kid. I know that doesn't mean anything as far as translating onto the field, but Keelan just turned 17. He was in studio with us for a good half hour. Did that camera just get blurry? Huh. The camera just got blurry. It's weird. We got that up, am I? The camera just got blurry. Huh. Anyway, Keelan Moses, I mean, for a kid that just turned 17, was super mature, like talking to an adult. Not in any way lacking confidence about his ability to recruit the players on this team or play when he gets here. He's a guy that he's a sprinter, as he told us, running the 1, the 4x2, all these. He's running sprint events, but is going to play off-ball linebacker. They're playing him now at Rover, defensive end, linebacker. He's playing all over at U High, but he's going to be an off-ball linebacker at LSU. There was so much good. I mean, and honestly, Musso and I talked about this off air afterwards, and I didn't make a big deal of it while he was on the air. I didn't really want to highlight it because I don't think he intended for this to. It's the kind of thing that if you say it and people take it the wrong way, the internet could internet with it. But he kind of talked about. He said, Alabama was never a choice for him. He was never going to Alabama, and he talked about how he didn't feel like Dylan was treated well at Alabama. Oh, there we go. It just cleared up. Good. He felt like Dylan wasn't treated well in Alabama when he was there. Said they made him play hurt, which is not a great thing. Anyway, it was great. I mean, I highly recommend it to anybody. If you missed the conversation with Keelan Moses, I have it up on LSU Daily as well. Both parts of the interview will be posted this weekend on the AFR LSU YouTube channel if you want to watch it. You could go back to the 104.5 ESPN YouTube channel and go look at hour 3 from Thursday. That's where it was. Or, AFR on demand on podcasts. You just search after further review on your podcast app. Anyway, I would highly recommend it to anybody. Go find that interview with Keelan Moses. It was great. We will definitely do it again. And he's going to major in communications and wants to do media when his career is over and whenever that is. I told him, man, come intern with me, man. Come shadow shows and come let me teach you this stuff. Anyway. Patrick Ramos, any update with Scone and T? Nope. Daniel Holden, I'm from Alexandria. Don't know much up there. Kevin Trice, don't mean to be pessimistic as long as Carr is the quarterback, DA is the coach, and Loomis essentially owns the team. Does it really matter who the OC is? Well, it's a step in the right direction. Deborah Coward, good morning. Murder Giraffe, what's up? Quality looks slightly worse than before. Thank you for noticing, Murder Giraffe. That's great. Thomas Primo, is it football season yet? Luther, you spelled orthopedic wrong. No, I didn't. There are multiple ways to spell the word orthopedic, and as you'll notice here, they can include the A in Brock. So it's not spelled incorrectly, Luther. But thank you for noticing. You think I'd get that wrong? Come on, bro. Who are you talking to? Dale Broussard. Just don't tell him that the other sponsors get ditched. No. Again, this program only allows you to have one graphic, one sponsor graphic. And I need to upload them, and I could switch them. I could change them throughout the episode. There's a StreamYard graphic. There's Brock. There's Hudco. I need to add, I'll add the others. I need to, again, first time doing this. Oh, the other thing too is there's a countdown. You do video clips that you could loop as well. Like if I wanted to play a video, how about this? Let's see. See if I have a video on here. Oh, let's see. What is this? No. No, I'll have to get a video. But you could play a so I can start the show with a countdown every day. Excited about that. So I'm nerding out over all this stuff now. Oops, there we go. There we are. Okay, Cortland, good morning. Jason Walker, Barry Jocelyn. Love the new Alabama is burning. Bama is burning, y'all. W Poppy 39. Feel glad the Saints passed on Getsy. Zachary Snyder. How solid is D Moore and his LSU commitment? Is Orr can visit a free trip or something to get more? It kind of feels like it's a free trip, man. All these guys are solidly committed together. And that was another thing about the Keelan Moses conversation. It was kind of what I suspected, that those guys are all solid and wanting to go play together. So as long as they all stay together, I think you feel really solid. Cliff Nelson, good morning, Uncle Scone, PSA, McKenna 10, and Eagle Rare at S&P on Nicholson for those interested. Hashtag Team Drew. Y'all go get y'all some. By the way, I'm glad you posted that, Cliff. Quick reminder here. So for those that are whiskey nerds like ya boy, S&P on Nicholson is the last whiskey raffle of the year. Their list is awesome. They have the Van Winkles, the 10, the 12, the 15. They've got B-Tax. It is a great list, and you can go buy tickets in person at S&P, or you can go buy tickets online. So if you're not here, you can buy tickets online. So I just posted the link in the chat. So if you're interested, please. So the proceeds will be split between Baton Rouge Ancient Athletes and St. Lillian Academy. So that's Drew's school. So I would love it. Last year, the total raised was $13,000. and I really, really, really think we can get over 20,000 this year, which means it would go 10 to Ancient Athletes, 10,000 to St. Lillian. So if you could, I just posted the link. If you know people who love whiskey, please take that link and send it to them. It's $10 a ticket, or you can get like the more you buy, the more you save. So like 12 for 100 or 25 for 200. So please buy your raffle tickets. It's the raffle itself is on February 13th. We've done the event in the past at S&P, but this year they partnered with Fred's, so we're going to do the raffle at Fred's. So Fred's in Tigerland. So come out 6:30 on Tuesday, February 13th, which is Mardi Gras Day, right? So 6:30 p.m. at Fred's. I'll be there hosting it. We'll live stream it, and really looking forward to it. So hopefully y'all can come out, but mostly hopefully you can buy your tickets. Okay, Jared G, Taz, what's going on? It's 14 too high to draft Penix. Yes, I wouldn't go that direction. By the way, Taz, they're not taking a quarterback, especially if they restructure Carr. They're not drafting a quarterback. Like they will use that pick to make sure that they maximize Derek Carr. Russell Doloff, Nismo guys that are not bought in should be traded or cut. Seen good leaders on regular jobs fail because of bad apples. True. Look, that was Sean Payton's thing, man. When Sean Payton got hired, I mean, he immediately cut Dante Stallworth, who was a first-round pick, Wayne Gandy, who was a veteran offensive lineman. I mean, he got these dudes out of there that were not bought into his culture. LSU Tiger fan 2 finally figured out how to get you on YouTube instead of Facebook Live. Okay. Rick Newman. All right, Rick Newman, good to see you. If Lattimore is traded, is it for picks or is he an issue on the team? Yeah, no, I don't think Lattimore is an issue. I think it's you've drafted corners. You got a Debo, Alontae Taylor, and he's the only guy of value that you can trade. That is a tradable contract. Murder your half baby face. ML Fody, what's going on? Heel and face. Okay, got it. Casey Mayo, Ray Woods. Can you give us a game coin update? Yes, I can give you a game coin update. So shout out. If you missed, I'll give you a quick catch up. So obviously we're living through what is known as the crypto winter. So it's not just the game coin thing, it's all of crypto, right? And it's all basically based on the Bitcoin halving. Bitcoin halving, you have about, a year and a half of prosperity, then about a 3-year, 2.5-year crypto winter, which is what we're living through right now. And then Bitcoin halving, and then you have the parabolic run up again, which is coming. The Bitcoin halving is coming in a few months, like this spring. So it's going to get real fun again. Well, during this crypto winter, Gamecoin also went through as David Mailer has disclosed, went through an audit from the Securities and Exchanges Commission. And the SEC went through about an 18-month investigation into Gamecoin and came back and said, y'all are totally fine, free and clear, proceed. So that's the fantastic news. So for anybody who tried to claim scam or anything like that, and one day I'll spend a lot of time, maybe on a nightcap with Scone, telling you in more detail how and why that came about, because it was, I have a lot to say about it. But the person who did it, who essentially popped that on the radar, is being countersued now. And I hope rots for a long time. But anyway, through all of that, Mailer has continued to build toward the platform. The initial developer was on the West Coast. Ultimately, they couldn't get the platform enough traction to get it finished or agreement upon it. So hired a different developer out of the UK, similar issues getting it finished. Finally, and I don't know if this part's out there yet, but if it's not, I'll say it. David decided, I'm tired of hiring companies, so he bought a tech company to finish the job. So he bought a tech company and said, this is your job now, like to finish this Gamecoin platform. And he did this week send me the final version um, of what the digital tokens are going to look like, the assets, right? Your digital trading card. Um, I don't want to say too much, but there are um, augmented reality components of it as well. There are some really exciting partnerships that have happened. Uh, the core group of ambassador athletes are on board and excited about it, and a marketing plan is being developed to attract more ambassador athletes through NIL opportunities as well. So there's so much good stuff coming, but what you won't ever hear again is a projected date, launch, anything like that until it's finished and we can 100% control that date, right? Because you're just not going to miss another target. Not going to say a date again, and you live and learn. But y'all, what I can tell you, man, it looks awesome. Like there's another there's one more like gigantic surprise that's not been discussed. I'm not going to disclose it here because I know they're going to want to release that in their time and how it goes about. But um, I'll tell you, I've I've never been more excited. Like literally, never. I'm as excited about the platform today, if not more, than I was like the first time I heard about it and I got it. Now you got to execute, right? Once the platform's live, um, you got to be able to execute and you got to market and people got to be on board with it. But it's so hard to imagine this not working. I mean, anyway, okay. Um, the last thing though that I'm just alluding to, it's going to be so I cannot wait for them to disclose that news. The last like really cool addition there that they're doing to it, and kids are going to freak over it. It's going to be awesome. Anyway, okay. Um, Irfan Sayad, what's up? Cliff Nelson, Brock Bowers medical at the combine will determine if he drops or not. Oh man, I am really see those comments are at 9:39. I'm 17 minutes behind on comments. Okay. Uh Chili, what are you hearing in women's basketball recruiting, man? Kim. It's Kim, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Kim's got it. Manny Troncoso, John Melanson, does relief windows replace fascia board and soffit? Um, John, I, John, I'll tell you this. If you will email me or text me on my text line that question, I will text Brandon Holly when I'm finished and ask him. Uncle Hudat, good morning. Realize I can't hear the clicking of your keyboard with the new setup. Well, I got a microphone. And for those who just joined and missed it earlier, I'll show you this. Like this is, y'all may not like this part, but I'm built like I have a new desk with an audio board, an RE20 mic over there. So ultimately, Morning Scone is going to start to originate from over there, and Morning Scone will originate from over there. And so this won't be your backdrop anymore. It'll be from over there, and you'll probably see all of this now. You'll see almost the whole office behind me now. So it might even be better, but we'll see. John Foray, what's up? Manny Troncoso, Jonathan Martin. Technically sound. Matt sent out a tweet yesterday about certain LA media personnel being deserving of the honor of being inducted into Louisiana Sports Hall of Fame. You're one of the few. Keep going, bro. And thank you. Very cool, man. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Look, I mean, to be very clear, well, first of all, it's an honor for you to say that. Thank you. But man, I am so relatively young compared to people in our industry who have have done a lot over a long time. Like Tim Brando um, was just elected to the Louisiana Sports Hall of Fame as a media contributor. I mean, Tim Tim was the original host of College Game Day. I mean, he was the anchor of the SEC on CBS for more than a decade. He's been there, done that with everything. I mean, I'm a fingernail relative to what Tim Brando has done in his career. Like it's very kind of you, but man, I got a long way to go before you ever even like consider that type of of honor or recognition. Maybe one day that happens, and if it did, I'd be honored, and I'm very proud of what I've done. I mean, and not just me, but everybody affiliated with AFR over the years. I mean, AFR is the first sports radio show in Louisiana to be syndicated in Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Lafayette, Lake Charles, Alexandria. I mean, we've done things. I mean, I'm not naive. Like I'm not that part isn't lost on me. I mean, AFR has blazed a lot of trails in sports media, but it's still like I'm 41 years old, man. I got so much time and so much more to do. And anyway, I'm just as fired up to go to work today every day as I've ever been. So like there's days I'm like eager to get on the microphone. Going to work isn't a never feels like a drag. And the day that that ever happens is probably when I'll stop doing it. But I don't ever feel like go on air today ever. Um, that's a good thing. It's a great thing. Let's see. Mark Allen, Brian Penton, Thomas Spencer. Oh, good. Y'all dropping some Bozier some Bozier references in there. Dwayne Stout, Mark Allen, what's the name of the program you're using? This is called StreamYard. Now, whenever we do whiskey and wine, that's a program called VMix. But I chose StreamYard because StreamYard it's a little bit more user friendly, and and the comments show up here, and and it's easier to welcome callers on. So if we or other guests. So like whenever we would do baseball companion shows, and I'd have all the people on. I used to do that with Zoom, and then I would just take the Zoom and cast the Zoom to YouTube. Um, in this instance, I can do so much more. Dennis Mathis, so you completed the Weller collection. The only one that's the Weller 12 bag. I'm missing Weller foolproof. So the blue, I have all the Wellers except the blue label, the foolproof. Stephen Fry, what happened with Ocho? He didn't get back to me. So he responded immediately from my first post. We DM'd a little bit, and then he never got back again. And I understand. And quite honestly, my assumption when I reached out to him was that we would do this after football season, like after the Super Bowl, because he's still traveling a ton for like inside the NFL and a lot of stuff he's doing. So, I that was always my assumption was we would do it after the Super Bowl. So I'm going to reach out to him, and I think he's going to be good for it. But it just I'm sure with you got a million followers, you probably got a mountain of DMs as well. So, but I'll get to him. And I can use I could probably ask RC to reach out if I need to. And so we'll get it done. As always, shout out to Brock, y'all. The Baton Rouge Orthopedic Clinic, Hudco Roofing, Restored Motions, and ProCharge. And of course, our title sponsor, Brock, the Baton Rouge Orthopedic Clinic, which has been a great partner of ours here on Morning Scone for years. If you need an orthopedist, go to Brock. And remember, in Tangipahoa, well, Brock and Hammond as well. The advent of Derek Carr has buried the Saints. They won't draft a quarterback. There's no way in the world DC beats out Mahomes or any of the top quarterbacks. Very sad about it. Agree. Devin lost confidence in the Saints' ability to make good decisions. Cortland, Saints are playing the same game as Cowboys right now. They don't want to be Carolina and are fine not winning the Super Bowl. The difference is Dallas has made the playoffs. Dallas has gotten closer than the Saints have. Dallas plays in a good division. The Saints play in the worst division in football. Have the easiest schedule in football. Hey, come see. Oh, your backpack's done. Let me look at your backpack. Come here. Oh, yeah, your backpack's done. Come here. Let me see backpack. After that, so we're going to get dressed. And we're going to go for Ryan Daddy's car to where? Daddy's work. And then after Daddy's work, we'll drive around Pennsylvania General and where? And then where? And then where? Where are we going to go today? Remember? Whose party? Whose party? Connor's birthday party is today. We're going to go to Beyond Gymnastics for Connor's birthday party, huh? 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 Okay. Hey, what do you say?
Hi, Dad.
Oh, hi, Dad Show. Hey, can you tell me what did you learn at school this week? I love you. Did you work on shapes?
Yeah.
Yes. Hey, did you eat strawberries this week with Margaret? What?
Cookies.
You ate cookies? Hey, but listen, when you were with Margaret at Abilities, did you eat strawberries?
Oh.
What? What? I saw you eating strawberries. I was so proud of you. What?
We need food.
Okay. Randall Albrecht, morning, Matt. What will be the starting lineup on opening day? Haven't gotten that yet, Randall. Let me make a phone call today because I did ask somebody this week for a best guess, and the person was like, hey, "I'll get back to you," and we never reconnected. So I need to get that. I'll make that call today. And they're scrimmaging. Well, they're scrimmaging right now, actually. I think they were scrimmaging at supposed to scrimmage at 10 a.m. because it rained today. It was already raining. All right, David Tolston. Do you think Caleb Williams will be selected in the draft ahead of Jaden? I do, David, and that could change through pro days and everything as we get closer. But as of now, yeah, I think Caleb Williams will go one. Tiger Diver. Do you think Timmy B will be in attendance when they name the court after Sue Gunner? Nope. And I'll tell you this: Beyond Gymnastics, I will. Beyond Gymnastics first.
Okay.
I will never ever. You will never hear me refer to the court with a code name ever. I will not do it. I will not do it. And it's not to disrespect Sue Gunther. It's that I will not disrespect Dale Brown. So I will never. You will never ever hear me ever refer to that court hyphenated as co-named. I will only, if I refer to the court, refer to it as Dale Brown Court. Period. What an absolute atrocity. You trudge an almost 90-year-old man out there. You honor him putting his name on the court, and not even a year later, William Tate and the Governor, all these losers try to take him to lunch at TJ Ribs to convince him to say that he should publicly say we're co-naming it to save face and all. What a giant slap in the face. What an insult to the late Sue Gunther, who's not even here to have had her name used. And I'm getting pissed off again just thinking about this all over it. And the reason is they're doing the co-honoring thing this weekend. And I am getting, just thinking about it, I'm getting livid all over. I will never, ever refer to that as a hyphenated name court ever. You will never hear me do it. Those words will never leave my mouth. That would be, if I ever refer to it, it will only be Dale Brown Court. Screw William Tate. Clip this. William Tate, John Bell Edwards, his wife, Dee Dee Bro, screw all of them. And who was the woman? Mary Werner, screw all of them. And a horrendous abuse of power, insulting an 80-year-old, an almost 90-year-old man for what? Used a dead woman's name to try to push an agenda. Freaking what a bunch of low-life losers. Bunch of low-life losers. I will never, ever refer to that court as a hyphenated name. Insulting. What I'm pissed off all over again. What an absolute disgrace that is. Anyway. I love you. H-Town Creole, Louisiana Sports Radio has come a long way. Hey, man, I think 104.5 ESPN has played the biggest part in that. I mean, I have no problem saying that. Maybe that's braggadocious, whatever, I don't know. But there was no station in the state that ever did sports talk the way that we set out to do it when they launched the station, and I think we built something awesome. So, anyway. Let's see. It is Dad's show. Good job. Everybody saying hi. Hi, Dad's show. Janet said we have wonderful strawberries and tangible hope pitch. Did you eat some strawberries?
Yeah.
Yeah. You did eat some strawberries. They're little pieces like this, little bitty, but it's more just about a different texture and a different taste. That's what they work on when it goes to feeding them. No, Tiger Diver, you didn't make me upset. Look, will they name it after Kim? Yeah, look, let's name it. Let's throw Kim Mulkey's name on there as well. While we're at it, let's throw Matt McMahon's name on there. Let's throw Shaq's. Let's just ring the whole court with a whole bunch of names. Why not? Why not? Just throw everybody's name on the court. Freaking ridiculous. Anyway. I love you. I love you.
Pussy.
I love you.
No.
Okay. All right. I think we're done with this show, bud. What? Okay. All right. I think we're done. As always, shout out to Brock, the Baton Rouge Orthopedic Clinic. If you need orthopedics, go to Brock. HUDCO Roofing, HUDCORoofing.com. Restored Motions, restoredmotions.com. And ProCharge EV, ProChargeEV.com. We've made it through an episode with a new microphone, a new camera, with graphics, and it's only going to get better because we will have a big overlay, which is going to be even better. Anyway, thank you all so much for watching. YouTube, please smash that like button. Subscribe to the channel. Facebook, please like the Moscona page, share the post. Y'all have an awesome day. Peace.